I'm very curious to know who or what would you consider as the biggest influence in your musical journey so far?
Lovely question. The person who inspired me the most is Sir Adil Hussain, actor Adil Hussain.
Wow. So do you remember the first sound or the first track or the first something that stayed in your mind, something that actually pushed you towards music?
I think it was more of school songs, the assembly songs. But jokes apart, I was a fan of a song called Smile.
Smile.
That happened when I was in Delhi. My friends they took me to a coffee house, and when I started sitting with the people out there, I started singing with them. So then I felt that how powerful music can be.
I'm sure that time must have also come with its share of doubts and apprehensions. कि पता नहीं मैं कर पाऊंगी नहीं कर पाऊंगी. How did you deal with that?
I come from a Muslim family, and you know how there's some orthodox thing, thoughts like. So my parents were not so happy. They never supported me then. See, you cannot completely come out of depression or anxiety. It will always stay in your life.
Right.
किसी का intensity ज़्यादा होगा, किसी का intensity कम होगा. तो my anxiety level was very high. ऐसा होता था कि मैं faint होती थी. So it was very bad. One thing I'm so much sure in my life is my music. I left my job for music because I'm so sure that this is my purpose in life.
Hi there. We are back with Real Verses with Saugat. This is verse 5. And today I have with me a guest who's a friend, a very dear friend, who is a very, very well known name in the independent music industry or music space. She comes from the Northeast, where I belong to as well. She comes from Assam, where I hail from. And I welcome with a lot of gratitude Naaz Sultana. Naaz has been doing music for almost 20 years now. She started as an independent artist, and she continues to be one. Her music has been is what keeps her alive, keeps her going. She's fronted. I mean, she's inaugurated. She's shared stage with no less than Michael Learns to Rock and a lot of others. She's won several accolades over the years. She's been voted as the voice at the IIT Guwahati Festival, which is Alchiringa. She has also performed for a lot of celebrities from the Hindi film industry. She has, she's not only a wonderful singer, but a songwriter, a composer, and last but not the least, she's also now starting to act. I think she's finding her feet and starting to find more of herself as she grows in confidence. We are here to talk about her journey, about the way she has lived her life, about the choices that she made, about what brought her here, and what what she's going to do with the rest of her life. Let's listen in to an amazing person, a great musician, and a wonderful human being. Presenting to you Naaz Sultana. I hope my introduction about you did justice to your journey. But most importantly, I wanted to thank you for being kind enough and for being here without any fuss, like you always are. I mean, a very non-fussy sort of a person. And I think that's how I have remembered you over the past 7, 8 years that I've known you. But that was my call to you to invite you for this podcast. I think was the easiest call I ever made. I think you were you were extremely sweet and very kind as always. And I'm really looking forward to this conversation. More importantly, because maybe there is a musician within me as well. Couldn't really do it as well as you are doing it, but be that as it may, I think still this conversation will always remain very special. So getting into the thick of things, take us back to your childhood. Let us talk about how this all started.
Yeah. Well, my childhood, I was born in Bipuria, Lakhimpur district. So, but I didn't get much to stay at home since my father had a transferable job. So, we kind of, how transferable jobs are. You cannot stick to a school all the time. You have to keep changing. So they decided to put me in a hostel. So I grew up in Shillong, if you say.
Which school were you in?
I was in Belmont School in Shillong. Sadly, the school is shut down now because finance issues and all. But I really miss that school. I had a lot of memories there. And I was in class 2 when I was first, first I went for the hostel life. So it's been pretty much like the hostel life in my life. And then growing up, also, I stayed. My parents tried bringing me back home, for 1 year they tried, but nahi ho paya. मतलब I couldn't cope up with the day scholar life. So again, they had to put me back to hostel.
Really?
Yeah, that way. So my childhood was more away from home. It was growing up, own self kind of thing. And in the best thing about my childhood is that I grew up among different cultures and different traditions because we had students from different places, different backgrounds and everything. So I had the taste of different cultures since a very when I was very young. So I think those things also has influenced a lot in my music, and also having grown up in Shillong,
Of
so
course,
you
of
can
course. That
understand. Yeah.
that's what the rock capital of
Rock capital, yeah.
yes, yes. I know, I know.
So the whole state is so musical, you can't deny the fact that you're not influenced by it.
True, true, true. I can imagine. So, do you remember the first sound or the first track or the first, song, something that stayed in your mind, something that actually pushed you towards music? When was this? How old were you?
Oh God, I was very young because again mentioning Shillong. So in school we used to have a lot of those gig rituals were there long time back in
Right,
Shillong.
right.
I think it came very late. It was there in Guwahati, but not like Shillong.
Of course,
It was
of course.
everywhere. It was very
Of course.
musical. So even in schools, we used to sing like we had sessions, music sessions. And also somehow I had that influence. That time I never thought that I'll get into singing or something, but I think it stayed with me.
So what do you remember? I mean, what was the first song, or maybe the first song that you sang as a child, or do you remember that?
I think it was more of school songs, the assembly songs. But jokes apart, uh, I was a fan of a song called Smile. If you know.
Smile. Okay.
It was again remade by Poison.
Okay. All right.
So that song, I held into it and I tried singing it several times in singing competition. I know I was very poor then, like not good with music. I never thought that I was an artist also then. Obviously, I was a kid. But then I loved humming that song. Somehow I could resonate. Yeah,
Wonderful. So, you mentioned you were in a school which is Belmont, right?
Belmont.
So, was the environment supportive of a young kids? Again, I'm talking about what must be the early, the late 90s, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So obviously I know because I'm exactly, I was also
Uh-huh.
in school during 90s itself. Um, how was it, in terms of the environment? Was it supportive enough of a young girl, staying away from home?
Yeah.
In Shillong in a boarding school when she wanted to, when she hummed a song, or how did the environment either support or not support you? How was the environment like around you?
It was very supportive. Like my fellow, students and the teachers were very lovely. They really took great care of what you want to be and what you want to do. Those things were really crucial for them as well, I guess, because um, having all the children away from home under their surveillance, it's very important, I think. So they did take extra effort. They were supportive in whatever we did. But also, I would like to, because this is very important, how it has kind of, changed my life in a way. I was bullied a lot. Yeah, that time there was a lot of bullying thing happening. Like, but yeah, there were people who saved me also, and I had to save myself. And we're too young also that time. So, but when I look back to those days, I think it was a balance between being supportive and दोनों ही था.
Right.
दोनों ही था. The bitterness and the sweetness. So I think that is how, yeah. It,
So, how old were you when you started singing?
oh my God. How old? I never thought I would be a musician before. I think when I actually literally started singing, I must have been around 14 or 15 years. But that was just, like anybody else singing.
True.
Yeah.
Like all of us, used to do it back in those days.
Like the bathroom singers, you can say, like, or just like anybody, like just like anybody else. So vaguely, if I remember, like vaguely, I remember like that song again, words. That's the first song I sang in a school competition, though I didn't win, but I got a lot of fans then. And so first song, then I got like I think that's how.
So, okay, maybe let's talk about the time when you realized, some a time or maybe something. What made you realize that you love music, but then from love, being in love with music to actually getting into that state of mind where you decided that this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
When was that? When did that happen?
That happened when I was in Delhi. I went for my graduation. Uh, so I enrolled myself for BCom honors in Delhi University, and so I was very much focused, like of becoming a company secretary or something like that back then. But the PG I stayed in Delhi, the paying guest, like near that there was an NGO. Probably I must have mentioned, like since we know,
Right.
but there was a Christian NGO called Coffee House. So those that NGO was run by Northeastern people only. They stayed in Delhi and they used to sing gospels there. So I started visiting it through a friend. Like my friend told me that there's a place, you can go chill near your PG, because when you first visit Delhi, you're like too excited, and but then you end up doing nothing because you're too excited about doing too many things.
Too many things.
And then so I think that was the start. My friends, they took me to a coffee house, and then I started visit because it was very close by to my PG, very close, in just like 2 minutes walk. So whenever I get a chance, I go there, I sit. And when I started sitting with the people out there, and when I saw them when they used to sing the choir and they used to put on harmonies, it was just so beautiful. It touched me.
Yes.
It touched me.
Sure.
So then I felt that how powerful music can be, like it has the power to touch you in ways in different sections of your emotions. That's how I got hooked towards music, and I think since then it started. I started visiting the coffee house. I started singing with them. I went myself and I was like, even I want to sing with you guys. Can you just teach me this, that? So that has been the learning process, and yeah, I think that's where it started. Yeah,
It all started.
that's where it started.
Naz, it's something that maybe we've never gotten talking about, even though we've met each other a number
Yeah.
of times. You are self-taught, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you are as a singer, as a songwriter, as a composer. I think you are someone who's a self-taught musician.
Yeah.
What has this journey really been like for you?
Being self-taught is not so easy sometimes because you get a lot of criticism.
Right.
Because people think that there's a technicality to everything, even to vocals. There is a lot of technicality. Like people, like how we do, for example, like A, B, C, D to Z. You have to study that to know the language, right?
True,
So similarly for even music, there are some patterns, you have to learn that and then you go. So when people know that I'm a self-taught, it became a little difficult because for them technicality mattered more. So I kind of got a lot of criticism. So it has not been easy. But the best part about it is that you become too curious to learn. So when I feel when you are self-taught, your theory may not be that strong, but practically you get stronger.
True.
Practically
True.
you get stronger because you yourself is in a
You're
hunt.
learning on the job.
Yes, you are in a hunt to polish yourself. So you can imagine that hunt and that zeal you have, to polish yourself better, to learn more. Sometimes I wish I got the opportunity to learn, but I did not get the opportunity because I was very caught up with my graduation. And coming from a family, middle class family, it's always like that you have to get a job. There's a whole lot of pressure. So that's one reason I couldn't enroll myself sometimes. And because it was time also, maybe that time I was not good with time management. There was too many things wrong. So yeah, self-taught is good. It has its own advantage as well as some disadvantages also. When it comes to acceptance from the people, nowadays it's very like easier. Nowadays it's easier. People, they don't care you're self-taught or you have learned from you have come from a very good music school. So these things doesn't matter. Nowadays people just want to resonate with your work.
True.
They just try to find some truth and honesty because everyone's life is so harsh. Everyone is in a rush these days. So when people want to sit back, they just want to find some truth in the music. So I think, yeah, now it doesn't matter, but yeah, back then it did. It did.
So when you started, Naz, I mean, and as you said, I mean, there was this whole thing about acceptance, right?
Yeah.
When you started, forget about going to a reputed music school or something.
Yeah.
Was there did you not kind of want to go and learn the technicalities of or nuances of how you throw your voice, how you sing, how you pitch, how you hold a mic? These are all things that is that are a very integral part of any
Yes.
vocalist, right?
Yes, yes.
So did you? I mean, I'm sure that when you started, gradually, I'm sure, and obviously now it's been what, 17
Yeah.
years?
No,
Uh,
it's been 20 years.
20 years.
Sorry.
Okay, all right, yes. So 20 years now, and you must have done what, thousands of shows all across. And but during that initial part, did you consciously think that you are going to just stick to learning on your own as you kind of grow? Was that something that consciously happened, or you just kind of went with the flow?
No, no, no. I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn. It was my bad that I was deprived of it because of the situation, not because of family or anything. But I really wanted to learn, and I still feel that if I had that opportunity to learn, I could have done things maybe in more different ways. Like I maybe it would have been even more vast for me in understanding music. Now it took me time to understand music because I was doing it all by myself, trying to learn, trying to grab things from different places, different cultures, different traditions. But then, had I got an opportunity to learn, I think it would have been very different. And see, in a way, I'm still learning also. Nowadays it's so easy, like the YouTube videos and all, easily accessible. The teachers are teaching this, you can get it online also.
Absolutely.
So that ways, yeah, I'm still learning. I'm still learning, and I will still keep on learning. So yeah, I always wanted to learn. Yeah, I
Wonderful.
did one.
Wonderful. You started off as a singer.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first ever show you did?
Oh yes, I.
When was that? I just want to know what was going on in your mind.
Oh God. First show I did a proper show, if I say a proper show, that was in my college.
Okay.
But I would like to highlight on something which has always stayed with me and which has kind of always boosted me, like that was a time when I felt ki, that's when I actually felt I didn't have stage fear. Okay, like the person, I am very talkative also. So first performance was in my college in Delhi University. So that time I was a little scared, and it was not that, it didn't go well. It didn't go that well. But later there was an audition happening, and my friend, she was like, I'm just putting up the story here because I really love this part of the story. So my friend, my best friend, she was in Delhi. She is very intelligent like me. So she told me that there's an audition happening. Actually, we were roaming around in Kamla Nagar, if you know about the
Right,
place in
right.
Delhi. So that is very much like a student's area. So all the students keep hanging out there. So me and my bestie also every weekend we go there. And then we happened to see there was an audition happening, and my friend somehow, we scatter sometimes in the market, apna apna shopping karne lag jate hain sare. Then she comes, hey, she's like, hey, where are you? She calls me in the market only, where are you? I was like, I'm buying some stuff, like then she's like, hey, forget it, come here, come near this place. there's an audition happening. I was like, "Hey, what audition and what? You don't have any clue about it, and it's just blank." Then she said, just trust me, you come. I went, and then she forced me to enroll there. Forced me to register. Registration was also, off till then. They were not taking registration. She literally pleaded and she made me plead, like, please give us a chance. She got me a guitar from a different person from the audition. It was so chaotic. It was very embarrassing also at the time. But I really thank her that because of her, I enrolled myself for the audition. And I thank those people, also the team, because they allowed me in so late. I won the competition.
Wow.
That was a barista music competition in 2011. And thanks to my friend, that push was very important. So I think proper show, that was more like an audition, but for me, it was a show where I kind of nurtured myself into small, small things that an artist should learn. So, yeah.
Wonderful. So, now, I mean, I think coming back from Delhi to a place like Guwahati, and I'm sure even during the early 2000s and that decade, Assamese film and music industry was going through a transition, and it was not very happening. I remember the time, and possibly we in school we grew up listening to a Zubinda, and obviously there was him and maybe a couple of other singers, and they were, that was the time when we used to have audio cassettes and stuff. But overall, I think, in terms of live music scene in Guwahati, or, musical events, like the amount of opportunities you have nowadays is crazy. I mean, back then, no, it wasn't there much.
Yeah.
What were those initial days like? I mean, you didn't really have a mentor or a godfather from the industry to, kind of help you, support you, guide you, right? How did you carve, or how did you create that journey for yourself?
Um, well, I came back to Guwahati in 2012, um, and it was not easy again because you have to start from the scratch. I had a band back in Delhi. So, starting from the scratch is everyone knows how it feels like. It's not easy, and especially when the music community is very fresh and new to you. You don't know the people around much. You just know a handful of people. So, it gets very difficult when you don't have, you need some people to guide you.
Absolutely.
You need
Absolutely.
some approaches, being very
Totally,
frank here,
totally.
to start off. But I was not that lucky, I guess. But with time, when I started doing shows, I was called for shows and all, and through word of mouth, touch wood, till date, word of mouth, I'm still doing music here. So those people, they have shown so much of love and support. It didn't feel like a struggle for me. It was though, but it kind of, reduced that term into something not being that struggle, but a struggle, but with sweetness.
I'm sure that time must have also come with its share of doubts and apprehensions कि पता नहीं मैं कर पाऊंगी नहीं कर पाऊंगी.
हाँ.
How did you deal with that? What did you tell yourself, that kind of kept you going? Because by then I'm sure you would have already decided that this is music is what I'm going to do for as long as I'm alive, right? So you'd already decided by then.
Yes.
How did you keep yourself motivated going through that period when you had moved from Delhi to Guwahati, and you were new to the music scene here? Obviously, as I said, I think that was I do remember the time because I was also here, I was working. It wasn't as happening as it is today,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So how did you keep yourself going through those times?
See, first thing, the most important factor for me was like, तुम्हारा काम है तुम्हें खुद करना होगा. कोई करने वाला नहीं तुम्हारे लिए. Like you have to do your work all by yourself. All your inner struggle, no matter what you're facing, you're sad, you're depressed, you have anxiety levels, whatever. सबको अकेले ही deal करना है. So that ways I kept myself very determined. I was headstrong. Maybe life had its way to teach me that already by the time I moved here. So I was already headstrong. I had my own part in life. So it was difficult sometimes. You break down, being an artist, it's not easy.
I know.
It's not easy because sometimes you question yourself कि फिर से करना है, कहाँ से शुरू करो, कैसे करो, क्या करना है. But what always kept me motivated is that what I want. What I want. If my work has truth and honesty in it, anybody in the world will resonate with you. That's my belief. So, with that mantra, I've been doing my music. So, I believe in universe. I believe in manifestation. So I wish good whenever I do a music, uh, I create it. उसके बाद मैं उसके साथ ज़्यादा वो लगाव नहीं रखती. I love my work. But I give it to the universe कि चलो मेरा काम हो गया. मुझे बनाना था, मुझे feelings डालना था इसमें, मैंने डाल दिया. बाकी खुद होते रहेगा. So I think I didn't worry much about things. Even though the worries were there, but I knew how to keep them in their own, you know, एक अपना अपना
Space.
कमरा बना के, हाँ, एक space बना के कि तुम उधर ही रहो. I'll deal with you later. So that
That's,
means I have.
that's amazing, Naz. I think I'm very curious to know who or what would you consider as the biggest influence in your musical journey so far?
Okay. Generally, lovely question. Generally, people always think that if you are from a field, say music, then some musician has to inspire you. But in my case, it's very different. Not musicians did inspire me, but the person who inspired me the most is Sir Adil Hussain, actor Adil Hussain.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, I'll tell you why. I have always been a big fan of Sir Adil Hussain, and once I got the opportunity to perform for him in Brahmaputra Film Festival's gala dinner.
Right.
Sir was there, Vishal Bharadwaj was there, then Gauri Shinde was there, and we had Nagesh Kakunu. I think that movie Hyderabad Blue.
Right.
Yes.
Right, yes.
So
Nagesh Kupnur, in fact, was last seen in Patal Lok season 2.
yes, he is an amazing actor.
Right.
Like you, मतलब तारीफें कम हो गई हम लोग. But the point is that when I was performing, like I had the chance to perform for them, it was a very close knit group, like on invites only for the celebs only. So when he entered, I was performing, and then when Adil sir entered, everything, like as if everything went quiet for me.
He has that aura about him.
Yeah, there's something about him, and it's so good. It makes you feel good. I don't know, something just you go blank, and it just makes you feel good. You're not thinking anything. You're just watching the person, and I can't express like how beautiful that feeling was. So when I saw Sir, and I have always been a fan, it felt like, oh my God, like this is
the
surreal, very surreal. Then comes the time when I had to perform for them. So when I was performing for them, Sir was very happy with my performance. He came up, he even jammed with us, okay? He jammed the song with us. So वो अच्छा लगा कि I think maybe somehow I was able to, they were able to connect to what I was performing for them. And so that's why he came forward, he played a song with us. He's a very good percussionist, by the way.
Oh, okay. I
He
didn't know
plays kaun, yeah. And I was amazed myself, like, wow, like all rounder he is. So when I finished my performance, Sir came up and he recited a beautiful piece from Othello.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a moment when I had tears in my eyes, because that is the most beautiful appreciation I ever had in my life
I can imagine.
from such a great person. So he's not just an actor, he's such a great soul. Since then, I had so many learnings from him, learnings about life. That day, what उस दिन सबसे अहमियत बात यही थी कि सर, when he appreciated me, I learned that the power of appreciation is beyond anything.
Absolutely.
It's beyond anything. So that night was a kind of game changer for me because I learned that appreciation can change anybody's life. It changed my life that night.
True.
When you feel that someone is appreciating you for your work, you get that feeling that you want to do something better. You want to do more. It motivates you. So since then, I've learned that you should appreciate people. And that biggest learning came from Adil sir. हम लोग इतना काम करते हैं सुबह से शाम तक रात तक सिर्फ रगड़ते रहते हैं काम ही करते रहते हैं बट उस बीचों में अगर कोई आपको अप्रिशिएट कर दे दैट इज लाइक अ फ्यूल फॉर यू नो इट कीप यू गोइंग विथ स्ट्रेंथ एंड पावर
Absolutely.
सो that's why I think he has influenced. Like he is my biggest inspiration. He has been a very big part in my life. Who taught me various things about life, how to live life. So I believe that being a musician is important, but first you need to be a good human being.
Absolutely.
You need to be a good human being. No matter मैं क्या कर रही हूँ, कहाँ स्टेज पे गा रही हूँ, 1000 लोगों के आगे गा रही हूँ, that matters. But who are you as a person? That matters more. And I think if you are a good human being, people anywhere in the world will resonate with the kind of music also you're making because there is some truth to it. So yes, that's one reason I really admire Sir Adil Hussain, and he has been a big part in my life, who taught me like real life lessons, real life lessons ki सिर्फ म्यूजिक ही नहीं, you need to be a good person also. So yeah, that's how.
Wonderful, wonderful, beautiful. I think recollection, Naz. In fact, just to also share with you, I have met the man.
Yeah.
I met him in Delhi
Ah.
at a wedding.
Oh.
I'll not get into specifics and names because that was a. But I know what you're saying because I spent a few hours with him. Because obviously when I met him, I think we struck a conversation. It just so happened that we had some common connections. The man was absolutely patient, smiling to each and every guest there who approached him for a picture, for a conversation, to ask him something. Never did once did he show any sort of annoyance or irritation, because obviously for someone like him,
Yes.
he must be used to being mobbed by people wherever he
Yes,
goes.
yes. And he's very busy also.
Yes.
He does the same thing everywhere.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But he was absolutely calm,
Calm,
composed,
yes.
very kind, very sweet to each and every person who approached him, right? And I think that stayed with me. We took a few pictures. I think I still have those.
Yeah.
But yes, I know what you're talking about. I mean, the man has something about him which is
He makes you comfortable.
absolutely.
Like when he is in a room, when he is in a gathering, when Sir is there, his presence will not make you feel small ever. He makes you feel so comfortable.
True.
He
I
makes
think
you very comfortable.
That is an extremely important quality to have as well.
Yes.
As anybody, right? I mean,
Yes.
whether you are a singer, an actor, a
Yes.
celebrity, or whoever you are. I think that's amazing. Now, Naz, we talked about your the influence, right? And I think you've talked about who the influence is. Was there ever a time when you gave up on music? Was there ever something that happened that made you feel like, oh, you know what, I can't go on anymore?
No.
Thanks.
I think this is going to stay with me till my deathbed. I think. Because one thing I'm so much sure in my life is my music. I left my job for music because I'm so sure that this is my purpose in life. I have to do it no matter what. I come from a Muslim family, and you know how there's some orthodox thing, thoughts like. So my parents were not so happy. My father passed away now; he's not there anymore. But my mom is still there. So they never supported me then. Because for an Islam family, doing music was not something very, people didn't support them. And I don't blame them because it's their upbringing, right? So, but I was very adamant. I knew what I wanted. I never got distracted by any other's opinion. People had so many things to say. It broke me sometimes. It broke me to the core. But I always stood up for myself. मतलब आंखों में आंसू होके भी I knew that I want this and I'm going to talk for myself. So yes, I was very strong-headed about that. So there had never been a phase where I felt like that.
I think you touched a very raw nerve, Naz, saying that, right? So tell us about, as a woman coming from a middle class Muslim family, growing up in a place like Northeast in the 90s or even in the 2000s, with not too so much of support from the
Yes.
family members, right? What was it like? I mean, in terms of what were the some of the some of the transitions, some of the transformations that went through that happened in your life as maybe a woman, as an indie artist, right? How did you maneuver through that journey?
Coming from a Muslim family, again, you know, I already spoke like what happens. They're not so supportive about this. But since again, see, everything is connected. You know, I grew up in Shillong. I did my schooling in Shillong. So I come from that phase of life where I had the taste of different cultures, different people. Music was there in my life. So my upbringing as a whole was completely different. So when I came back home, like whenever I'm at home, I'm talking to my mom and dad. There is 100% clash between what I think and what they think. It's not that I blame them because it's their upbringing. Perhaps if I grew up in the household as a kid, maybe my thinking, maybe I wouldn't have been a musician then. You know, I feel maybe my upbringing would have been that what I was fed. But I had always been a rebellious kid. I'll come to that. But my Shillong life, my hostel life, already molded me into a person who knew. So I had my ways to fight all those things, you know. क्योंकि मुझे मुझे पता है कि मुझे वही करना है, म्यूजिक ही करना है. आप ए से बी तक जाओ, बीच में जो हो वो ऐसे ही होगा. बीच में जो भी आएगा, struggles, the odds you're fighting, that will anyways be there. But your focus is, I have to reach the goal. Doesn't matter यहाँ पे ब्रिज है कि नहीं, या आपको तैर के जाना पड़ेगा. That happens when you have a strong willpower to achieve something, you know, to your purpose. When you know, तो बीच में क्या आता है वो somehow or the other you tend to deal with it.
Manifest, right?
Yes,
You
manifest.
manifest.
Exactly.
Yes.
You got the
Things
yeah.
keep happening.
Yes.
Some door opens, some door closes,
Yes.
but there is always
Yes.
something for you to look forward to.
Yes.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, in this world of music, Naz, and I think you've been doing this long enough,
Yeah.
right? 20 years now.
Yeah.
Naz, now let's get into some more specifics. I really want to ask you this. A lot of people, especially musicians, people who are in the performing arts, right? A lot of people chase fame, money, riches, followers. What is it that you are chasing,
My purpose.
and what is that purpose?
My purpose is just to create music and to give hope to some people who can connect to it. Because if you go through my music, you'll get to know that I talk a lot about the dark phases of life, like anxiety, depression, individuality of people. Also, it's a different factor that I've started doing I'm experimenting some other genres also, but that is the main motive of my life. So, yes, I'm chasing purpose. I'm chasing because if you know your purpose and you're chasing it, everything will fall for you.
What about what I have loved so far in this conversation is the clarity of your thought. I think it's rare. Trust me.
Thank you.
Most of the people, and I think I keep thinking about these things, right? Most of the people we are all part of a rat race. मुझे ऐसा लगता है that हम सबके the lives that we lead, Naz, there is a playbook, there is a script,
Yes.
right? You remember, and I don't know why I keep referring to that movie because I think it was a very powerful movie, which was Three Idiots, right?
Yeah.
So in those days, you become you're born as a boy, you have a script ready for you. You are born as a girl, you have a script ready for
Yeah,
you.
actually.
So
It's a very societal script.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I realized I was listening to I think a podcast that featured Arijit Singh, and he is, I think, one more soul. The reason why he's again, I don't want to start talking about him because then I will not stop.
He's very raw. He's very raw.
Absolutely. I think he kept saying that you can do anything. It's what limits us is our own minds, right? So I think it's very important to have that clarity of thought, that clarity of purpose, and it's so good to come across someone who has that in abundance,
Thank
which
you.
is great. Um, have you ever considered trying, moving to a more the land of opportunities, which is Mumbai, maybe giving your music a bigger platform? Has that thought ever occurred in your
It did, but I'm so comfortable here. I think I've made myself very comfortable here. But why not? If I ever get a chance, uh, I did work, but it happened by chance. Like some kind of connection, maybe like one of my song. Uh, can I talk about this here? Yeah. So.
That's why you are here.
Yeah, but it should not feel like I'm boasting
No,
too
no,
much.
no, not at all. Not at
So,
all.
my song Jodi came across a director, a couple, two of them, Raja and Shakshi. They made a movie called Misty, and it's been traveling festivals now. So, they kind of came across my song Jodi from a friend, maybe, and they loved it. They loved it, and they contacted. We got in touch through a dada I know, Shanabda. He's a producer in Bollywood only, but he's from Assam. So they wanted the song. See, it's so strange. Like you made a song here, and your people may not connect to it, but some other person like connected to it in such a way that they really want it and they meant it for the movie. So that is how the song, they took the song in the movie and it plays in the movie background without music, only my voice. That was very thoughtful and very aesthetic, I think. And so, yeah, it's that way, it's like work is happening. But directly, if I say that I haven't worked directly, once I worked for Lakme Fashion Week, I recorded a song with a producer from, again, he belongs to Assam only. He got in touch and then he was like, we have to record it like tomorrow only. It was very quick. And so that way I work. But why not, Saugat? If I get a chance, I would love to explore that part also. But I would not like to compromise much in what I do.
So this, the song that you shot for this producer. I mean, post that, you talked about not wanting to compromise on your style or
Yeah.
something. What is it that you don't want to compromise on?
I don't want to lose my skills, which I have tried nurturing for a long time. It's a long time. 20 years is a long time.
Very, very long.
So I don't want to compromise on it because I know my journey. And if it's not about like, I'm not being adamant here, okay? I'm open to collabs, I'm open to working on different fields, different genres and all. But it has to be something I can connect to first. If I cannot, if I cannot connect to, I cannot put on that feeling in that song, right? So in that way, I mean, I don't want to compromise.
Now that one more thing that that you touched upon a short while back, and I just want to spend a couple of minutes talking about that. You talked about creating hope, and I think that's an amazing purpose to have. Creating hope, among people through your music. You've also been a very vocal advocate for a lot of causes related to mental health.
Yeah.
You have talked about anxiety and isolation and all of that. Have those played a role in your journey?
Yes,
In
definitely.
what way?
Definitely. I have myself faced a lot when it comes to depression and anxiety. Life is not like very smooth. It's like a roller coaster ride. You go through several phases in your life. So that ways, yes, I have faced it myself. So I know how it feels. And again, like your inner struggles are yours. So you have to know how to deal with it. So I've dealt with it in such a way that I feel confident to talk about it, because if I can come out of it, if I see, you cannot completely come out of depression or anxiety. It will always stay in your life.
Right.
कुछ कुछ मात्रा में, किसी का इंटेंसिटी ज़्यादा होगा, किसी का इंटेंसिटी कम होगा. तो उस हिसाब से अगर देखा जाए तो सबके लाइफ में है ये. किसी का कुछ कम होता है, किसी का थोड़ा जीरो लेवल में होता है, किसी का.
Absolutely.
तो माई एंजाइटी लेवल वॉज वेरी हाई. ऐसा होता था कि मैं फेंट होती थी. सो इट वॉज वेरी बैड. And I think this anxiety and depressions, somehow it's all connected to your past traumas, childhood traumas, past traumas. They are somehow, some way always connected. I believe that.
Always. I do believe that. Yes.
So I went through all this, I dealt with it. So I feel that anybody can do it. But you need to be vocal about it. अगर आपका पेट दर्द है, अगर आप किसी को बोल नहीं रहे हो, तो किसी को पता नहीं चलेगा कि आपके अंदर क्या हो रहा है. आपको बोलना पड़ेगा. And I'll tell you the best part, it has a lot of advantages also, because when you are talking about your problems, you are building a support system for you. If you don't speak out, see, अभी मैं यहाँ बैठी हूँ, मेरे भी 100 प्रॉब्लम्स है, पर आपको नहीं पता चलेगा. You will feel like, okay, Naaz is being, she's like this, she's all being cool and talking and all. But problems back of the mind हमेशा रहेगा. So everyone has problems, but if you are vocal about it, you're creating a support system for yourself. तब लोगों को एटलीस्ट पता होगा कि he is going through or she is going through something. एटलीस्ट पूछेंगे आप. That is all you need, you need to make conversations. So mental health के बारे में बात करने से और एक चीज़ अच्छा है कि I believe people should talk about this more often, so that it gives someone the guts to speak about their problems. उसको भी लगे कि हाँ, चलो मैं अकेला नहीं हूँ यहाँ पे. The other people also facing it. Why I'm thinking so much. And again, one more reason why you should talk about it. If you share your problems, कभी तुमको solution नहीं मिल सकता है. Maybe you are looking for a solution, you're not getting it, but you may find a solution through someone else.
Through someone else's experience.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You may find solution through someone else's experience. जैसे कि you're sitting here, I suppose I'm having some problem, and I'm sitting, I'm thinking different possibilities, probabilities, doing calculations, like, how do I get out of this? But when you're in a problem, your mind is, you can't think much.
True.
Fog,
Absolutely.
right? So उस टाइम में बेहतर होता है कि आप किसी से बात करो. When you talk to someone, then things get clearer. What you're speaking. जब अंदर रहता है कुछ बातें foggy रहता है, क्योंकि it's universe of thoughts inside you.
True.
It gets foggy. So, but when you're communicating, when you're talking about it, like when I'm talking about it, even somewhere in my subconscious mind, I'm also being clear about what I want in life. So वो चीज़ें होती. So when you're talking, it gets very clear what you are facing. You know your pain more, what you're facing, and you're being vocal about it. Then the other person can at least give you some kind of relief. Maybe you'll not take a wrong step in your life. Maybe you'll have, चलो हाँ, I could have done this. You'll come to a conclusion, हाँ, ये बेहतर है, I can try this.
Absolutely.
So that's why.
I agree, Naz. And I think a lot of times what also happens is when you are going through shit yourself and you confide in somebody,
Yeah.
and that person confides back, and you realize that, oh, you know what? This person is going through something a lot worse than what I am going through, right?
Yes.
So let me be grateful for, let me count my blessings.
Yes, yes. Also, one thing, Saugat, if there are different kinds of people, maybe you are very vocal about your feelings. I'm very vocal about your feelings. But there's some people who cannot express, no matter how much. It's their nature. You cannot blame someone, So in that case, your loved ones also should be conscious sometimes. They should keep a track. If you're feeling your close one is not in the way they used to be, please talk.
True.
Please talk. You have to approach yourself also. Sometimes नहीं तो क्या फायदा family, friends, all those relationships in the world, you know,
Absolutely.
where you give so much of your time.
True.
अब आपने अपने के लिए कम जीते हो और दूसरे के लिए ज्यादा जीते हो. This is life.
True.
This is
Absolutely.
what happens.
Absolutely.
So I know the whole struggle is that you're working for yourself, you're living a life, but somewhere it's always connected to people. So those people also should try, to understand ki what's wrong with the other person. So it's like both ways you have to try.
Agreed. Completely. And I think thank you so much for sharing such an important bit about yourself and for being very open about the fact that you yourself went through so many
Yes, I
anxiety and so much of it and isolation as well. But moving on to something a little more powerful about you that I have observed and I have noticed over the years, right? Is your stage presence, Anaz? I think it is something which is extremely powerful. You manage the stage very well. You own it when you're there on it, right? Is there, how did you develop it, or anybody listening to you now, right, a young musician, or anybody who's possibly looking at you, following you, is an admirer of your music, of your purpose. How did you manage that? I mean, I have seen that it's very beautiful in the way, in terms of, and it's not something which I know, it doesn't come very easy.
Yeah.
So owning the stage is something that you do very well. How did that come about?
Thank you so much, firstly, for appreciating about that. Uh, when you're on the stage, it's yours. It's like your home. So you are there, and there's so many people in front of you. They have spared their time to come watch you. So you have a big responsibility. You have a big responsibility on stage that I have to make these people somewhere. It should not be like a very pressured responsibility, but वो दिल से आता है ना कि these people are there for me, and I have to give my best. It's like a give and take, they're giving you love. In return, you have to give them the love back. So my way of giving them the love back is my performance. So I give my 100%. And अगर कहाँ से आया ये this whole like how did I learn all these performance things? I watch a lot of concerts. I watch my favorite artists. I try to learn their psychology, how they move on stage, how they work on stage. And I think it's very important for an artist because most of the artists, they're very focused on proving their skills.
True.
Okay,
True.
people will hate me for this statement,
No,
but
but
it's
it's
a
important.
fact.
Yes.
Because अगर हम गाना गा रहे हैं, suppose you can sing. Sometimes a very simple song also gets into people. I'm telling you. You must have come across many songs, जो बहुत simple होता है, but it touches the heart of millions of people, right? That's what I have learned from the concerts, that you cannot just be focused as an artist. You cannot just be focused on what you're delivering,
What you're singing.
what you're
It
singing.
also has to
Yes,
be about
not only the vocals. You have to be
there.
there when you're delivering. You have to be, don't let people only hear you, but feel you. And you can make a person feel you visually, feel that the strength of a song. See, if you sing a song, suppose you're singing any kind of song, what's your favorite song?
My favorite song.
Yeah.
Oh, there are so many of them. I think currently I'm hooked to this Arijit Singh song in Metro in Dino.
Oh, can you sing it a bit, like thoda sa? Okay, anything, just a line of your favorite song.
और कितनी मोहब्बत करूं. I think that's the song.
Yeah.
Then in
So any line you want to hum for us?
Right now, I'm just all blank.
Okay.
No, okay. One more song that I really love is another Arijit number from this movie, which is Chichore. खैरियत पूछो.
हाँ.
कभी तो खैरियत पूछो.
हाँ.
तुम्हारे बिन दीवाने का क्या हाल है.
Exactly.
I love that song.
See, you sang it so lovely. So when you're singing that song on stage, you're not just singing. You have to perform the song. You get me what I'm trying to say? Like, you have to perform the song. It's not just Naaz sitting and singing. Suppose I'm saying, "Ajeeb daastaan hai ye, kahan shuru kahan khatam." Suppose this is the line you're singing. But you have to feel the song. How you express the song. It's not just about singing. It just, मैंने वहाँ पे खड़े होके आपने गा दिया, लोगों ने वाह वाह कर दिया. No. If you feel the song, your body language matters a lot on stage.
True.
So अगर आपका body language is resonating with your song, I'm sure the audience.
I suppose
will
everything
take it.
has to be in sync with
Everything.
right? Your mind, your vocals, your
Huh.
body, your
Huh.
how you move.
Huh.
I think everything has to be in sync, and I think that's what you're saying. True.
So it's not just about singing, it's about singing your heart out. When I'm on stage, I'll tell you, Saugat, I perform for 3 hours, sometimes maybe only 5 minutes break I take. 3 hours. And I thank my musicians. They also feel the same. They don't stop. Because we don't want to break that flow. Because just when your audience is connecting to your body language and the throw of your song, and it's not me alone, okay? It's never me alone. It's my band also with me.
Absolutely.
Without
Absolutely.
them, I'm nothing. You know? When I'm performing. So my band helps me give that performance. And that happens when everyone feels what I'm singing.
The
They
same
can
energy.
Yes, the same energy. And when we have that same energy on stage, that is surely going to hit the crowd. You know? So this is very important, I feel.
Thank you so much. I think there's so much to learn from what you just said.
So much to say, it got too
I know. It's absolutely fine. It's just beautiful, whatever you say.
Yeah.
I think let's just kind of carry the momentum here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Jonaki Porua from the film Fireflies, right?
Yes.
That won I think a national award
Yeah, it bagged the 67 National Award in a special mention by jury.
by the jury.
Yes. That-
How did that song come about? In fact, I think just maybe tell us about your journey or your foray from being a singer to a songwriter and a composer.
Yeah.
How was the journey and how did Jonaki Porua come alive?
Happened. Junaki Purva is a beautiful emotion actually for me. About the journey and learning the composing and everything together, I have composed many songs so far. But Junaki Purva, it's something I think everyone can connect. I'm using the word connect because music is everything about connection. Music is everything about connection. So you'll be hearing a lot of the word, connect from me. So Junaki Purva happened at 2 in the night, like early morning, 2 a.m. I was not sleepy. And I'm this person that if I create something, I can create it till I end it. It doesn't take me I try to wind it up in one day because I believe the flow of the song happens like that. जब आप खाना बना रहे, I love giving examples, okay? So it's always about food though. So when you're cooking, suppose you're cooking some chicken korma for your friend, okay, who's about to visit. तो आप उसको जब बनाते हो बहुत प्यार से बनाते हो, you give in so much of love to that korma, you try your best to make it amazing and serve it hot to your friend. Remember, serve it hot to your friend.
True.
Music भी ऐसा है. If you create a music, उसको बनाने के बाद अब तुरंत अगर उसको सर्व नहीं करोगे, then I think it loses the age of it. Because our life is going so fast now.
So you started at 2 a.m. in the morning and
Yeah.
you finished it.
Yeah.
That
is why I'm saying, so I wanted to get it done. Because the flow was there. So 2 a.m. I had my guitar. I remember I stayed in a flat in Ganesh Guri then. So I was just strumming. And for some reason, I had a ground next to my building, apartment building. There was a ground. So we had a lot of fireflies at night, which you generally don't see much here in the city.
Right.
But that place, because of the nature thing around, a lot of trees around, I saw some Junaki Porwa. I keep saying Junaki Porwa. So Junaki Porwa as in like fireflies. So once in my balcony, and same night I saw it, and then I got the word ki Junaki Porwa. I need to write something on Junaki Porwa. And then I tried to connect that how beautiful Junaki Porwa is, like fireflies. Fireflies with a little light in the back. That fluorescent color,
Right,
you see
right.
that light. So even in darkness, with that little light, they find a way. So similar is with humans, right? With a little hope, a little light in our life, keep moving.
Absolutely.
So this is Junaki Porwa.
So powerful.
So when I wrote Junaki Porwa, it had nothing to do with the movie. Actually,
Right.
it was a coincidence. Actually, when I wrote Junaki Porwa, there was this girl called Tamanna, my Insta friend. Okay, she's very younger. She's like a sister. So we keep talking sometimes. So she sent me a movie trailer of Fireflies, of the movie Fireflies. Then she told me, Ba, like, sis, this movie name and your upcoming song name is similar. She just told me that.
Right.
Then I don't know, for some reason, I checked the link. I do check when people send me something. I have the habit of checking because you never know what goodness you're going to miss otherwise.
Absolutely.
So I checked and see, because of that checking only, there was some goodness in it. When I checked the link, the trailer and my song, they were complimenting each other so much, Saugat. Trust me, that was such a beautiful moment. I didn't take a time, I didn't hesitate. I found out who's the director. I messaged him directly. I told him, I don't need anything from you. I don't need money. It's not for money. But I feel your trailer and my song is going hand in hand. So can you think of something that this can be in the movie or something, call it.
Right.
He heard
That's
the
how-
song. I had the song ready. I sent him. He loved it, and that's how Junaki Purva happened. And the
Wonderful.
and
I
rest
think-
is history.
we this calls for a live rendition of the song. So can we just get your guitar and can you just help with her guitar? Yes. So there we go. Naaz with Jonaki Purva.
Suajimu and Hanagara Hidai manjujar kotindagara Mayabi pota kije git gai Kana tukhar thori gungunai maroi kije gori sue hopum jana kunue asa hotor hagorore sado mili se hinirasa Andhara hortolo mure junakia monar puhara raga nai kuno jyoti lota charararararara 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 Junaki Poruamoy Junaki Poruamoy Junaki Poruamoy Junaki Poruamoy Junaki Poruamoy
Beautiful, beautiful. This is amazing, Naz. While I've heard this song, but I think to actually do this as part of this is actually feels so good.
Thank you.
I think this must be one of your best compositions. While I've heard your other songs as
You
well.
really think that?
And this is something that actually something about the maybe the tune, the entire feel of the song, right? It's something that you can connect with,
Yes.
even though you may or may not understand the lyrics straight away.
Yeah.
But it's very easy to connect to this.
See, that is the beauty of music. It has no language barrier. Some even we listen to some Afrobeat songs and all. Sometimes we don't understand the language, but something about the energy about it. And Junaki Poro, I think I have come across people who has actually found hope through this song. There are some people I know, like I don't know them in person, but through Instagram, they message me and sometimes they write the lines of the song, ki Junaki Purwa, their favorite lines, and they say like they found hope. So that is the biggest achievement for me. You know, when someone tells you that they could connect to it and they felt good listening to it and they remember the lines. I think that is the best thing that can happen to an artist.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So true. So true. Um, while we will talk about your latest single or your latest composition, which is Jana Ne Tumi, which is I think just hit.
That's a very different version of me.
Yes, yes. It's a very. I saw that video.
Yeah.
I think it's shows you in a little more playful
Very
mood, and in
very
some
funny.
yes,
Like
and
a
in
yeah.
beautiful surroundings. I think I saw you fishing, and
Oh, that's something I love.
yes, I know,
actually.
yes, I'm aware of that. But I think today's world, right, Naz, with all your purpose, and while I suppose it works with you, it works against you as well sometimes.
Yeah.
Is it very difficult being a musician in the age of virality, about reels, about clips, in the world of Insta and about social media, where everybody is seeking instant gratification, right, or instant recognition or fame or whatever? I mean, there are just so many people singing, doing content, and whatnot. We are also doing the same thing right now. But how does that impact, or does it impact your work, or someone like you, in terms of how you perceive your audiences, or is it, does that become a consideration in your process of making music?
It does impact a lot. It does impact a lot. Because when we started doing music, that time those things were not there.
Absolutely.
It was not there. Nowadays, it's more like Instagram is validating you of who you are. Artist needs validation from Instagram. That is the truth now. It may sound very bitter when I'm saying it. People may hate me for it also, but that is the fact. I think an artist being on Instagram, even I have the need to keep posting stories because artists need to be seen. That is the scenario now.
Nas, after this beautiful rendition, I think something that's also there on my mind is, is it difficult being an artist in today's world of viral clips, reels? There's a lot of influence of social media on everything that we do now, right? Instagram seems to have become like an indispensable part of all of our lives.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be in Insta for one or the other reason. Does that impact how you make music, as a musician? I mean, how do they play a role?
Definitely it impacts a lot. Like social media is kind of playing a major role in music making also nowadays because most of the artists get their validation through music. Even when I get a call for a show, first thing if the client is someone I don't know, first time approached or something like that, then they will ask you for your Instagram handle because you want to see how many followers you have.
Right.
So it's sad in a way because if Instagram is supposed to be validating you, then that is very sad. So it has its advantages as well as disadvantages. First, let me start with the advantage because I think the reels and all are very shortcut for the musicians to reach to a greater mass. You can catch it to a larger people.
True.
It gets easier actually. But the disadvantage of this is that you are so much working to impress Instagram algorithm. It works with algorithm, right? So you're so much invested in impressing the algorithm of the Instagram, of how you look on Instagram, that somehow you are missing the skills.
True.
Your skills are reduced because you're more invested in that. Because nowadays the artist has to kind of, until unless you have a manager, you have a record label, especially the independent artists like us, we have to do everything. You make the video, you make the song, then you have to take care of the things that how you're promoting your song. So a lot of time you're investing again to impress Instagram. So in that process, you lose those skills. Now, let me tell you something. What I feel when you have so many feelings and thought inside you as an artist, how can you put it in a 15-second reel? You tell me.
Absolutely.
How can you put it in a 15-second reel? Okay, fine. You try delivering it in a 15-second reel, all your heart out, which is impossible, but that is how the frame has become, the mind frame of people, that I can put this, my art in 15 seconds. But who has given the right to give time to an art? Art is timeless. And art, literally, metaphorically, it's timeless. Also, practically, art has no time. You cannot allot time for an art. If you're making a music video, it can be 1 minute, it can be 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I think few years we'll have songs reduced to 1 minute. Just because
Yeah, I wouldn't be very surprised. Yes,
I wouldn't be
absolutely.
surprised either. Maybe songs will become only hook lines, like only the chorus. Maybe people are just making chorus for 30 seconds and then just delivering it on Instagram. I'm sure something like this is going to happen.
You never know. Yeah.
So now you have already put your creativity in this 15 seconds, okay? Then you put it on Instagram. Now, वो 15 seconds का वीडियो देखने के लिए कितने लोग हैं Instagram में? Millions of people are sitting on Instagram. Everyone is surfing each day, scrolling and everything. वो millions of people में से they have access to millions of videos. अब आई बारी आपके वीडियो का. आपका वीडियो, you put it there. Now, do you think you can make that person feel in 15 seconds what you're trying to feel? It's not possible.
True. True.
So it's just a game of show. It's just a game of show. It's just a game of. There are so many artists who has less than 1,000 followers, but they're amazing artists. Trust me. I'm not trying to criticize anything here, but there are artists who are not that. They're trying. They're good artists, but I'm saying that they.
I think what you're trying to say, and I think what I also relate with it is that the worth of an artist or a musician or somebody is being calculated, is being measured by the number of followers,
Numbers.
right?
It's measured by
Instead
the
of
numbers. Your validation is being measured. You're being validated by the numbers of how many followers you have, how many views you have, but don't you think when these all weren't there, people were still making music, people were still listening, right? So now it's more like a job, every day you wake up in Instagram, oh, I have to be seen. It becomes like a job. Sometimes, let me tell you very frankly, I also don't feel like posting sometimes. But in this fast race, you have to be seen because that's
there
my
is a
bread and
pressure to
butter.
fit in.
That's exactly, fit in. But then we always have the, since it's your choice, you are the driver of your own life. So you have the choice of being in that, yet not compromising what you do. So you have to plan it. Now these things have become so fast. अगर आपको काम करना है, ठीक है, आप काम करो, maybe you can have a team to take care of all those things. Otherwise, for an artist, it's not. Just imagine, I make videos, so many videos. I think I have already made like 10, 11 videos so far. Not 10, 11, maybe 10, one from the movie. So I know कि I don't care. It would be wrong if I say I don't care. It would sound rude. But it doesn't matter कि कौन देख रहा है, कौन नहीं देख रहा है. For me, it's that I wanted to make it. उसमें से अगर कोई, because there are millions of people on the internet, उसमें से अगर 10 लोग भी गाने को they can connect, it's more than enough.
True.
It's more than enough. So yeah, Instagram, Reels, it affects a lot. It affects a lot. So somewhere you will see that an artist has started somewhere from a core, from the root, but the root is gone by some time. So I think artists shouldn't forget that.
True. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Stay true to your roots.
Yeah.
Absolutely. True. Naz, you must have done what? More than 1,000 shows?
I don't know. Maybe not 1,000, but yeah, a lot. It's been years now I've been doing those. So yeah.
Lots of, okay,
Lots
hundreds
of
of,
them.
almost say, I mean, let's not put a number, but
Yeah.
several
Yeah,
shows
several.
over a period of, what, maybe 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
You've been a songwriter, a composer. Now you've even gotten into acting. Where do you see yourself going from here?
Ah,
What next?
honestly, I don't think much. I just
Spontaneous, go with the flow.
Yeah, I just go with the flow because right now I'm sitting here. Next moment, I don't know where I'll have to go. So we cannot plan. I think I just go with the flow sometimes with my work also. But yeah, if you ask me, if I think about it now, I want to take my music, I want to travel with my music.
True.
That is, it doesn't matter. It can be tomorrow, it can be the after, maybe it can be 10 years, maybe when I'm very old enough. But I want to. I want to travel with my music. I think because music is very close to me and traveling is going to help me learn more musically, maybe. It's again the exchange of culture and traditions.
True. True. What So, what would you tell a young girl starting out as a musician, as maybe an aspiring singer, songwriter,
Yeah.
and doesn't know where to start? What would your advice to her be?
Oh, this is so nice. Thank you for asking this. Many people get deleted, So I would like to, I'm not a pro, but from my experience, I would like to say, I would like to advise that do music because you love it, not to be in the trend. You do music only if you love it, not to fit into the trend. That is my advice.
True, true. And absolutely bang on.
Yeah.
I think, yes, that is what.
And one more thing that music is important, no doubt, but you need financial strength with you. You cannot think. See, when actors and all also when they go, they give different stories. They have their own stories and all. When during the struggle period, you cannot think that you'll be empty-handed. You need money for everything. For doing music also, you need money. And music is very expensive. It's an expensive profession actually. Every years. For instance, just take this mic. You're doing the podcast. This expensive stuff, right? So even for a musician, to buy a guitar, to buy the basic things that
Gear
you
and
require,
equipment, yes.
it's very expensive. So I think first I would like to advise that please complete your studies, at least complete your studies, and then you'll have the strength to do it in much better way. Because now this phase of life, this generation, you don't have time to keep struggling like how we did at that time. So it's so fast. You don't have time to that struggle. Okay, I'll start from the scratch now. It's smart move now. So if you're working smartly, be smart in that way. Please complete your studies. I would say please complete your studies. Matlab, because music is a very different game. You don't know if it hits for you or it's not easy. I'm telling you, it'll break you down to some extent. Sometimes it'll break you down like anything. So if you have a financial strength with you, then
It's
it'll
easier.
be easier. It will be easier. So I would suggest.
Very, very, I think sound advice. And I honestly dearly wish that, anybody doing that or, starting out now actually follows your advice going forward.
Actually, I'm telling from my experience, I didn't have financial support then. And I understand because my parents, they had the different thinking, like म्यूजिक नहीं करना है लड़की को, उसको क्यों म्यूजिक करना है, हम लोग के घर में तो म्यूजिक ऐसे अलाउ नहीं है. बट माय गॉड, आई हैव ऑलवेज बीन सो रिबेलियस, लेकिन क्यों नहीं है, अजान तो देते हैं, सूफी गाना तो गा रहे हैं, अब दरगाह में जाओ, मज़ार में जाओ, आपको तो वहाँ पे मिलेंगे, सब गाते ही रहते हैं. व्हाट्स रॉन्ग इन इट?
Why not?
हाँ.
Absolutely, absolutely. True. Wonderful, wonderful. I think finally coming, I mean, I just so don't want to end this conversation, but I know that, we have to at some point. But before we do, I think, is there a dream that you're scared of, but you're chasing anyway?
The music.
I mean, anything, of course, as part of your musical journey, is there like a final dream that Naz has that she's scared of, but you're still chasing it?
No, I'm not scared. I'm not scared because I have nothing to lose here. I feel I have nothing to lose here, and this was my choice at first. So I think I'm very strong-headed in that case. And yes, sometimes humans, right? We are humans. So sometimes I do fear. Sometimes I do fear. What I fear the most is that I don't want to lose all my skills. I don't want to be in a situation ever that where I have to leave music. That would be the worst thing in my life, because if this is Nas and this is music, we go like this, hand in hand. So if you take music from Nas, Nas is a khopla. I'm telling you, trust me, I'm nothing. So music has saved my life. And music has been the most important part of my life. When I was struggling through different phases like depression, anxiety, and all, music saved me. So, yeah, no, I don't fear. I don't fear. I think I had all my fears. I have beat all my fears. I do have some fear, but again, I told you, as I mentioned in the beginning, I keep them in their rooms and I talk to them later. I try to solve them myself.
Wonderful, wonderful, Naz. Finally, I think we must talk about your latest composition, your latest single, which is out on all the platforms, which is Janane Tumi. So, do you want to just tell us what this song is about and how did this come alive and how did this come about?
This song I wrote 20 years back. This is my first ever composition.
Wow.
And it's people tell me like, why after 20 years now? Like, why did it take you so long? Because some things are very special for you. The first composition that is where it all began. I felt that I could compose, I could sing, I could write. So that thing becomes very special to your heart. And I think I have been waiting subconsciously, maybe. I never thought of recording it so quick. Maybe subconsciously again. Maybe universe had different plans for me, because I made it now with a team who gave their heart, poured their heart into the song to make it uh, to make to make
it
this
come alive,
beautiful,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
to make it come alive, exactly. So I think if I tried doing that before, I think I wouldn't have got the result. But now with time, I think I was waiting for the right place, right time, and the right people. So now when everyone told me that, my best friends especially, they play a very important role also. My family, they told me, release it. It's like high time, release it now. And I think that push, for the first time, it was always I was pushing myself. I have to release this, I have to do this, I have to do that. But this time I got the push from other people, which meant so much to me. So without thinking, 2 months back I released a song called Mohoy Moy. And within 2 months I released another song.
Which is Janane
Tumi.
Tumi. So what is it about?
Janane Tumi is, I was young that time, and when you're young, all those lovey-dovey talks, that you think of. And so it was nothing personal, that song, but I was just trying to understand the psychology of my friends who were in love at that time, and how did it feel to be in love. I was also young. I was in love also at the time. So I tried to put it in words. It's very simple. Okay, that song is very, very simple because this is my first song ever. And first time even I didn't understand how was I composing it. You know, like एक होता है ना कि आपको पता है कि टेक्निकलिटी की ऐसे करने से ऐसे कंपोज होना चाहिए. मेरे दिमाग में वो सब नहीं था. बस गिटार लिया, मुझे 4 कॉर्ड पता है. Okay, people will be laughing, especially the guitarists and all, but I'm not a pro guitarist. I've learned through YouTube and from my friends. पूछ के यार ये सिखा दे, वो सिखा दे. तो 4 कॉर्ड मैं जानती थी तब. उस 4 कॉर्ड से ही मैंने गाना बनाया.
Lovely.
So
Lovely.
I don't know. I think it just came. I think music, it's a gift also. I feel it's a very different. I think it's very divine. It's a very different connection I can't express, but something is there that अगर आपने सोच लिया कि ये मेरा गोल है तो आसान हो जाता है.
True.
जितना भी हाँ if you're thinking you're being calculating कि मुझे ये गाना ऐसे ऐसे कंपोज करना है, this calculation doesn't work out. It comes from within.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
So that is Janane to me. It's a
Wonderful.
love song. It's a love
Yes,
song.
I know. I've heard the song. And while we will, I mean, I would request, and we will end our conversation with Janane Tumi, maybe a couple of lines from you. But here we are. I think this has been one of the most beautiful afternoons that I have spent ever since I started my journey as doing Real Verses with Saugat with my podcast. So everyone, I think this was Naaz Sultana. What I am going to take from this conversation are a few very important lessons for myself, for life, in terms of how you live your life, in terms of how you can come from the most difficult or challenging of circumstances in your life, in your journey, and still come out trumps on the other side. It is about having clarity of thought, about having a purpose, and most importantly about the real intent of wanting to be kind, of being able to appreciate the goodness in other people and of expecting the same. And I think that is what I know that every artist lives for, is the genuine and warm appreciation that comes with from people, from those who are in need the most. Naz also has the most beautiful purpose that I can think of, is to kind of create hope in people through her music. We at Real Verses with Saugat, as a friend, as someone who has admired her music and her journey for the longest time, I wish her immense success, a lot of love, a lot of best good wishes, and I hope that this you are able to carry on with this journey for till the time that you are alive. And I mean, no matter when you're 60, 70, you're still able to sing. So I think that's Naaz Sultana for you. Do watch her. Do kind of look her up on the internet. She's available on Instagram, on YouTube. There are lots and lots of her clips, her songs, her music for you to listen to. Do enjoy this. And before we end, I am going to request Naaz to just sing 2 lines from her latest song, which is Janane Tumi. So over to you, Naaz.
First of all, before I sing, I would like to thank you for inviting me here in Real Verses.
Absolutely my honor.
And it's so nice to see an old friend like we are having this conversation. It has always been more of like hi, hello, because we always meet outside.
True.
So I'm very grateful for this beautiful afternoon.
Most welcome. Most welcome.
And yes, of course, keeping your request now, I'd love to sing Janane to me here.
Do you need your guitar?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Saugat to গাই থাকিব লগা রাতি দিনে এন্ধারে জোনাকে আখে পাখে সকলোতে তুমি নুবুজিলা ৰৈ থাকো তোমাৰ বাবে জানাৰে মনে বিচাৰে তোমাৰ কাষতে আজি মোৰ মনে বিচাৰে তোমাৰ কাষতে জানাৰে তুমি জানাৰে তুমি
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Naaz.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is again an amazing song. I love the
Thank
composition.
you.
I love the way it has come out. I really wish you and your music all the success, all the love, all the appreciation that you can get,
Thank
that the
you.
world has to give. Thank you so much once again for being here with me today. It was amazing. It was wonderful having you with me, and I hope we can do this again sometime.
Yes, I
Maybe
would
in
love
a
to.
in a couple of years when you are bigger, when your music has reached maybe a lot of other parts of the world. Until then, thank you so much.
Thank you
God
so much,
bless.
Saugat. Really means a lot, and I really had a wonderful time.
Same
Again
here. Same
mentioning
here.
that.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thank you.
Naaz.